All right, with the, my passion is organic gardening, so as you, outside you can see we do a lot of organic gardening. I try to always get organic vegetables if I'm buying them outside. We grow them here, but we can't grow everything, and the season and everything else. But many of you are probably familiar with the environmental work group's Dirty Dozen, and I have extra sheets here if you want these. That show what they've done is they've tested all the vegetables, and the ones with the most pesticides in it, they call a Dirty Dozen. The cleanest ones, they call a Clean 15. Now, I couldn't get any good organic cabbage, but cabbage is number 5 on the Clean 15 list, so this is not organic, so you can buy this in the grocery store. Peppers are number 3 on the Dirty Dozen. You don't want to buy this if it's not organic. So these are organic. I got these at Fiddleheads in New London. Ginger is not on the list, and I'm not sure what it is. This is not organic ginger. I looked at the organic ginger in Fiddleheads. I didn't like the looks of it, so I bought this somewhere else because it's fresher. The reason I like growing kimchi and other fermented foods is because it's healthy. Your whole gut biology is your immune system. That works with everything else in your body to keep you healthy. If your gut is off, your whole body is off, and your whole immune system is off. And if you take one portion of kimchi or sauerkraut or fermented pickles, as long as it's not processed and it's live, it has, well, let's say you take a bottle of probiotics, for instance. A lot of people take probiotics because, oh good, which is a good thing. There's 3 to 4 million bacteria in one probiotic. One serving of kimchi has 1.5 trillion bacteria. Jeez. So one little plate of kimchi, it's like eating a whole bottle of probiotics. Now, so to let you see what we're eating, we'll see what we're making and then eventually eating. I'm going to give out a sample of this kimchi so you can taste exactly what it tastes like the way I'm going to make it. Now, in Korea, they have about 300 official ways of making kimchi. All right? That's just the official ones, and there's thousands of ways of making kimchis. And one person's kimchi, another one's, and others are all going to be different. This one that I make, I've evolved over about the past 3 years with 2 goals in mind. I wanted a good taste, and I didn't want it to be smelly. When I first started making kimchis, if Judy opened this in here, I'd smell it on the other end of the house. It was so rank. It's like somebody died. It was like horrible. It was delicious. It was good for you, but it smelled. Well, this stuff doesn't smell. All right, watch.
It's like stinky toast.
No smell. So I'm going to pass this around so you can taste it. What this is right here is a batch of sauerkraut that I started on March 10th. So it's ready. The same way I'm showing you to make kimchi here is the identical way to make sauerkraut. Only difference is you leave out the ginger, you leave out the green pepper, you leave out the other peppers. And you slice it differently. When I make kimchi, I have coarse slices, large slices. When I make sauerkraut, they're thin slices. So exactly what's on here, leave out those things and you have sauerkraut.
No.
Okay? And what I do is the sauerkraut or the kimchi has to sit at room temperature and ferment for 4 to 6 weeks. Okay? Depending on the temperature. If it's 65 degrees where you keep it, you want to ferment it for 6 weeks. If it's 72, 4 weeks. If it's 70, maybe 4.5 weeks. So it's temperature dependent. The reason I brought this up is that this is going to be similar to how this is going to appear in 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm going to show you what I do with it. Now you notice I have saran wrap over the top. I have saran wrap and a little pinhole because when this is fermenting, it's giving off CO2. The CO2 bubbles up, it comes out this little pinhole, it covers the top of this with CO2 and excludes air. Air is what causes molds.
Right.
So if I didn't have this seal on here, there'd probably be all green molds and red molds and everything just growing on the top of this. But by doing it this way, there's no mold. So I open this up. This is the first time I've opened it since March 10th. There's not a trace of mold in it. All right, now anybody know what this is?
Core.
Yeah, this is the greatest adventure for coring your cabbage.
Ooh.
I bought it online. It was like $10. It just makes it so easy to core it compared to every other way I've tried. Yeah, it's not really sharp.
There we go.
See, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Very easy way to core cabbage.
I know.
Yeah, that's a coleslaw. Cabbage is very gassy.
Right.
All right. When you ferment it, it's not gassy anymore because the bacteria has converted it into a digestible form.
It's also very tender. That tastes so tender.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because of the duration that it's been sitting?
Now, let's see. At this point, she took off the first 2 layers of cabbage, threw them out. She's washed them, and I've cored them. At this point, after they're cored, then I weigh them. So I have my little scale here. This little scale, I paid $12 for it. It weighs up to 55 pounds.
Wow.
It's amazing. So, here. Okay, 7 pounds, 6 ounces. So 7 pounds times 16 ounces is 112 ounces, plus 6 is 118 ounces. Now if you look on this sheet, you can see here, you add 2% by weight salt, okay, sea salt, non-iodized. You can, like Morton salt, they make sea salt with no iodine in it. You don't want to put the iodine in, it'll discolor it and it can kill some of the good bacteria. You multiply times 0.02 for the weight. So we have 118 ounces times 0.02 is 2.4 ounces of salt. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up, throw it in here, I'm going to put 2.4 ounces of salt in it and smash it with my knuckles. Okay? That breaks the cell structure a little bit. The salt gets in there and starts releasing water. While that's sitting and the water is releasing, I'm going to cut up these vegetables. All right? All right, so I want 2.4 ounces.
Could you use the ounces on a measuring cup?
No, this is by weight.
to do
By
it
weight. Oh, okay.
That'd be very different if you did use a measuring cup. But you can buy these scales cheap. This scale was $10. That other scale was $12, something like that.
Well, where did you get your scales?
Amazon.
Weight Watchers sells a great one too.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Yard sales.
Okay, now this is all the salt I need to put in for both those cabbages. All right. However, that's not all the salt. I also have bottles up there that I've pre-made that have brine solution. Each of those bottles is a quart of water and 1 heaping tablespoon of the same salt. And I add that later. So you have this salt plus that salt. And that gives you the right amount so that it's not too salty and it's not overly salty or under salty. The salt level is not that critical. If it's too salty for you, you can add less. If it's not salty enough, you can add more within certain limits. But this I found, if I do this, it has a taste that I like. Okay? And you can judge for yourself whether you like it or whether you want to change it. right, now, if this was sauerkraut, I would cut it like this. Very thin. Okay? There's my sauerkraut. If it's kimchi, I cut it up a lot thicker. Like that.
What does the cut really affect? Is it
It's just what you like.
But does it change the flavor or the consistency at
No.
all?
No, you can cut it like this if you like.
Okay.
We just like it this way. All of this is very according to taste.
Okay.
Okay, now I've got the cabbage here, I'm putting the salt in, okay?
Did you want some of that?
I just sprinkle it over the top, and then I stir it up,
This is hot.
and I use my knuckles here to crunch.
They said that.
Oh my gosh.
I do that for about 2 minutes.
Was it?
It looks like my grandmother kneading bread.
Yep.
Put a little more in, we'll share this. Really hot. Does anybody else need a spoon?
Yeah, they were in line when they looked at Idle.
Deb, can we get one more? Still put it in the cup. Thanks. You really think that's over the top? Hot? Thank you, Deb. Yeah, I love that. That's a good thing.
Meanwhile, look at this.
Try some curry.
You dropped it here, leave on your chair.
Yeah, I was all over the floor.
You can sit a little bit.
Getting hotter.
Yeah, right. No, I clean up after myself.
So that's
Curry, I
just
wanna see
the 2.4 ounces of salt in there, right?
Yes.
And you're kneading.
Right.
I like the hot curry.
See what's in it.
Yeah.
It's just cabbage, carrot, onion, celery, curry, and sea salt. That's it.
That's the hot.
Awesome. Oh my God, that is so good.
Which one is it?
Both of them.
Well,
You know what the difference is? Whether it's hot or it's
But you can see how you can really customize it to your own taste.
sure.
You know, there's just thousands of recipes that you can use, but the basics are the same. It's just a matter of what you throw in there for
Getting the
vegetables and spices.
Mm-hmm.
So what, he's really pounding that.
Yep. So what's the signal when that is done? What is the signal? I can see that it's
Right.
releasing water.
You just say, it's enough, I'm tired.
Okay.
I do about 2 minutes.
Okay, it's like massaging kale.
And when I feel the salt is evenly distributed too.
Okay.
It's funny that you're doing that. I went to a diner in Danbury and had coleslaw that I really loved. And I asked the owner, I said, what's your secret? Because it wasn't over mayonnaise. And he said, he called it bruising the cabbage. And he's like, you have to bruise the cabbage with salt.
Right,
Before
that's
you
what's
even
happening here.
season it.
You do the same with kale. Kale is much easier to chew when you massage it with
We've never
salt.
done that.
And oil, or oil.
Really?
Or it's like when you press garlic, all of these things are released extra.
So it's just salt and cabbage at this point, nothing else.
Also, while I'm doing this, I find any big pieces and I just rip them in half.
Yeah.
That's another thing I do while I'm doing this.
So I can tell you're very precise and persnickety how you do this.
Snickety!
That's my analytical chemistry coming out. That's what
Science background.
That's what my initial career was.
I know.
I love the fact that it's not, you have to do it exactly.
Now, it's already starting to get wet, and there was no water in
I was
it.
wondering where that was coming from.
Salt.
And now the salt's pulling the water out. I just put this aside until I work on this other stuff.
And that works for eggplant too. If you want to make a delicious eggplant, you gotta do it in salt first.
You kidding, that
Do like an
means
eggplant
Sally's a little
parmesan.
offensive?
So it's not wet.
I had no idea.
of it too.
I didn't even.
Before you do anything with it, like if you make an eggplant parmesan,
Salt it.
beat it in salt?
We don't beat it.
But I mean,
You do it, you sprinkle
Put
salt.
it on paper
Yeah, put it on
towels.
paper towels.
Oh, and it makes a difference with the taste.
Yep.
Taste the bitterness out of it.
Yep.
Oh,
That's so neat.
And it makes it so it's not so moist where it just
Yeah.
falls apart, it pulls
Watery.
liquid out of it.
okay.
don't do that with paper towels when we did it. Maybe do the salt first, it's even better.
That's probably pretty good.
No, I'm talking the plain,
Put on the paper towels
Right,
and
but
salt
put,
it.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it absorbs the water in it.
Yeah, no, you gotta salt it and soak it and let it.
I love putting red peppers in it because the red peppers just taste so good.
You can distinctly taste it.
So we just cut up all the red peppers. Here the recipe I put on that sheet is putting in 6 red peppers, 2 heads of cabbage, my onions, 2 onions, and then about this much ginseng. I mean, ginseng, no, ginger. Yeah, there's a lot of ginger.
Do you peel the
That is
ginger
a lot
first?
of ginger.
Yeah, I peel the ginger first and then
Will we be doing that
Grind
while
it.
you're cutting up your vegetables? It's gonna
if
take a while to
someone
peel.
wants to,
I
sure.
can peel that.
I'll
Okay.
peel ginger
Right
too,
on.
sure.
I will keep your
Let
seat.
me watch that.
Oh, with this bowl. Oh, right. My hands.
Ginger from, yep.
Okay.
Right on that 1 gallon.
Oh, well, it's one of the highest food products that's fraudulent.
Oh, yeah.
Fraudulent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fraudulent.
60 Minutes just did a big thing on it.
It's
On
So
how
it's more than
the
just cold
mafia's gotten
pressed.
into it.
Yeah, that's the marketing ploy, just like.
Oh,
look, this is a little mini.
We don't need it.
You buy like from Italy, you buy virgin olive oil and
Countries like Argentina and Greece and
Italy.
Put it in your refrigerator.
Oh, that's.
That's how I chop up the
You
ginger.
saw the size of
Well,
it.
that's-
I know.
that's what I'm
It was
doing.
like my size.
Okay, onions, same thing, just chop them up, roll in.
Did you throw those in your ninja too, or you want them to be
No, I like them where you can see them and have a, I like them chunky, yeah. And this is a Korean pepper that I use. On the sheet is the website where you can get it from. Okay? And I put 2/3 of a cup in there of this pepper.
is that hot?
Now
How
it's
did you
not
figure that
hot. So there's 1, 2, okay?
Korean red pepper.
It says red pepper powder, and it's from Korea. It's really from, I think it's from China, and then it goes to Korea so they can sell it. Cayenne pepper. If my kimchi was too hot, use less. If it wasn't hot enough, use more. I use 1/4 of a teaspoon for this whole thing. Right? All right, so we got all of this. We got all of this. This is now gotten fairly wet. You can see how wet it looks.
Yeah.
Right? And now I just mix them all together.
So having a good sized base.
I don't do this because I don't want to crush my peppers. I just mix them.
Is it into
No, just eat it raw like that. I'm sure that'll be good. Yeah.
I break up the onions.
Thanks.
After I cut them, they're not broken up, so I break them up. The length.
keeps it well.
Yeah.
Packed like that.
Now see the little liquid that's come from the cabbage?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
We didn't have enough for everybody to try it.
What's that? This? You want some? I can give it to you. but-
That's good.
There is some of that hot.
Just put a little bit more in that dish right behind you.
Okay.
Where was that
And
supposed
what
to
did
go
I
in?
say for sugar on here?
Two tablespoons.
How many?
That there,
2
you
teaspoons?
haven't tried.
2
You haven't
teaspoons.
tried it.
Was that supposed to go in the
From over
veggies?
here.
That's supposed to go in here.
Pretty good.
1.
Huge difference from the chips first.
And that's got to be stirred in so that the bacteria can get access to it.
Okay, back in the,
So-
back in the bin.
Back to the drawing board.
And then, so when it gets mixed together, I'll just roll it together.
When you make the cake.
Oh, yeah, and you're like, oh, crap.
I forgot.
Yeah.
But see, he did this, so when we make errors, we
We
won't go
won't
crazy when we
Do
do
a kitchen
nothing.
producer, you
Quarter
know, you have it all
teaspoon.
laid out with a little glass.
That is important.
Oh, he has it over there.
This ball pickle crisp helps keep the cabbage crispy. So it is important.
Chloride?
All this is calcium chloride, and the calcium chloride changes the cell structure so it stays crispy. So there's nothing bad in it, it's just calcium chloride.
Where do you get that, Steve?
Walmart.
Any place that sells candy.
That's just a recipe now, yeah.
I personally shop at Stevie Martin's downstairs.
Because there's no vinegar.
Yeah.
I love it. I have a hard time with vinegar. It just does not agree with me. Super acidic.
So did you give us recipes?
Acidic. I used to drink so much. Those are the ones that are really.
It comes to come with your vitamins.
The brine, the salt brine is in there? I know.
Now, again, this is 1 heaping tablespoon of salt to water.
Where'd you
Let
get
it
those
dissolve.
lids? Those,
I got them on Amazon.
okay.
They're really nice because they have a seal here so it doesn't leak. There's a rubber, actually silicone seal that's in there.
I just love the flip top part. That's awesome.
Makes it easier to drink out of.
Now, I'm not gonna put the last ones in until I take this downstairs. Because if I fill it up too high, I'm gonna spill it all over the floor on the way down.
Now we know what
Now,
it's
I'm
done
gonna fill it
before.
up to, well, I've gotta put the stones in it. It's already sauerkraut, so it's,
It already has its flavoring on the bottom.
I put more liquid in here when I bring it downstairs. I fill it up to just about, maybe just a little bit more up to here. Not too high, because then it splashes up on this, the saran wrap and it drips down the side. I look at it every week just to see if there's any mold growing. Usually there isn't. If there's mold growing, I'll open it up and take the mold out and
With a
dump it.
spoon?
Doesn't hurt. Before I put the saran wrap on and after I put the remaining liquid on. And essentially that's it. I let it sit downstairs at 70 degrees for 4 or 5 weeks. And then I bring it up and I jar it, like I showed you earlier. And that's the kimchi. That's it. It's simple.
Wow.
Cut up the vegetables, throw them in.